Hello, good and faithful people of the Church of the Mediator. It's Father Dale. Hope you're well whenever and wherever it is you hear this message. It is bright and early on Friday morning. I decided yesterday afternoon that I would hold happenings so that I could make a video as I walk across from my house, leaving my house this morning here at 6:40 and making my very, very prolonged commute across Newton Street Alley and West Street to the church to pray morning prayer this morning, which has been such an incredibly good and holy practice this Lent. And so I wanted to do this in order to remind you to join on YouTube at some point in time, or even come in person to the church, either for evening prayer or for morning prayer. I want to make sure I don't get hit as I cross West Street, because sometimes it can be a little bit of a Mad Max coming across West Street. You know, the dangers of this commute are substantial. Anyways, here I am at the chapel door. This lovely place. And of course, you can see my house across the way. In any case, yesterday morning I had this realization as I did this exact same walk across West Street that I wanted, as part of our Women's History Month celebrations, and since we're 5 weeks in the month of March, here I am in our beautiful place. I love walking into our space on a bright, early spring morning. That chill in the air is cold, but also enlivening. I come across and I open up the doors. Anyways, as part of an ADHD moment, as part of our Women's History Month celebrations yesterday morning, I realized how much I wanted to go around the space here and take note of all of the women in whose memory and also by whom things were given that are now part of our worship and our life and our building. And what I realized was, from pews to silver that we use at the altar, to the prayer stall that I sit in on the liturgical north side, there are so many things that have been given by faithful women, or given in memory of faithful women of this parish. So I think really speaks to how many faithful women, and we know this throughout the history of the church, right? That actually in many cases, the women have been the ones, even when they didn't have any position of official leadership granted them or ordination. Women were often the ones who made the church go, and still are, so much so. So I give thanks for those faithful women of this parish. I think of, even here as I turn around so that you can see it, looking at our lovely sanctuary, the chancel there, both the pendant cross and the altar given in memory of Carol Williams. I wonder who Carol Williams was. I wonder if any of you remember Carol Williams. And the pendant cross was given in memory of, let me make sure I have her name right. I think it was Ethel, yes, Ethel Roth Ox. Ethel Roth Ox. Below in this email, part of our Women's History Month, you'll see Mary Jane Brochu's reflection on Elaine Nolfa, but you will also see a list of all of the women, or at least as many of the women as I could pull together, both from Marlene Yoakum of blessed memory, her history, and also my own walking through this space and taking note of all the women who have given things and in whose memory things have been given. You will see a list of those faithful women throughout our history. The sacristy in memory of Juliet Kapoff and many others. Smaller gifts and bigger gifts. Betty Hess, who gave the rectory that Father Mack lived in, and Julie Burned Foster, who gave the rectory that was sold in the 1960s before they built a house out on Fairview Street. And there's lots of different women who have been part of this. Here I am in the sacristy. As you can see, I'm in my sweater and my t-shirt this morning, and I usually wear my sandals, my flip-flops to morning prayer in the morning. We want to remind you all, of course, my little announcements, that that Sunday will be here as normal for fourth Sunday in Lent. It's Rose Sunday, so if you feel like wearing rose, go ahead. Rose Sunday. Fourth Sunday in Lent. Unfortunately, our guest preacher, who was going to be Janelle Neubauer, who is the chaplain at Muhlenberg College, she is ill, and so she's not going to be with us. So you'll get me preaching. Sorry to tell you that, but I was really looking forward to Janelle's sermon. But I'll bring something for you. And I wanted to remind you that we have Evensong on Sunday, 5 p.m. Evensong for Women's History Month. Anthony and the choir have prepared many good things, and I encourage you to invite people to Evensong, and we will have a reception following. And then I want to remind you that we are approaching Holy Week. All of that schedule is part of our worship materials this weekend, including bilingual Stations of the Cross, sung on Friday, April the 11th. Then we enter into Holy Week with a bilingual, we're going to do this year, a first try of a bilingual Palm Sunday liturgy so that the whole parish can be together and process around the park. God willing, it will not be particularly cold that morning. Also note, and this is the one thing that I wanted to highlight, is that on Saturday, April 5th, starting at 10 a.m. until we finish, we're doing a parish clean out and clean up project. So plan to come on Saturday, April 5th and help us tidy outside the garden beds, to plant some plants before Palm Sunday, the lawn, the grounds of the church, and then also inside we're going to have a dumpster outside so that we can empty out some of our storage space of things that have accumulated over time, get rid of some things. We're trying to make sure that this place is ready for Easter. So put that on your calendars. I really hope you'll come out and participate in that. We'll make sure that there's some pizza or something for lunch that day, and because it'll take us a few hours to do what we need to do. And at some point in time, pop in for morning or evening prayer, either on YouTube virtually or in person here in the space. And I'm always happy to see anyone. Nancy Puckett's been a couple times bright and early in the morning to pray with me. So I'm always happy to have somebody here with me to make the responses and to be part of this little bit of prayer in the morning. Blessings, my faithful people. I'll see you on Sunday.